All right, welcome to the 14-day workout. So this is workout number 2. And of course, this program is not just about giving you a great workout, but about actually giving you some education and understanding as to why and how you're able to burn and lose body fat and keep it off. So we're going to jump in today's workout. We're covering 2 of our fundamental movements, which are your push and your hinge movement. So going through these 6 fundamental movements is really, really important. They become the basis of anything you do in terms of exercise movements moving forward. So it allows you to move well, move correctly, not get injured, but of course work, build, and use the right muscles. So let's jump into it. First up, we're going to go through a warm up with 3 exercises. I'll give you a demo. If you're following along at home, you might want to set yourself up with a timer. Otherwise, just listen along to my voice over the music. So we'll guide you through the first 3 exercises. I shall run through them with you. And don't forget to keep an eye out on your form. Let's get a little bit of music going. And hopefully you're still able to hear me over the top. Okay, so first up, we are going to go for 30 seconds on each exercise. Number 1 is an inchworm push-up. So here, you're going to reach your hands down to the floor, keeping your legs as straight as possible, coming out into a high plank position. If you can, from your toes, going to come down into a push-up, keeping your whole body rigid and stiff, and push straight back up. And then you're going to walk your hands back, then you stretch through the back of your thighs, stand back up. If you can't go from your toes in the inchworm push-up, come down into high plank, onto your knees, back up, and then push away. The second one we're going to go into is shoulder taps. So opposite hand to your opposite shoulder in a high plank position. You really want to try and minimize any hip wobble, so really brace through the core, and you want to imagine the only things moving are your hands going to your shoulders, keeping your body nice and still, nice and rigid. And we're going to go for another 3, 2, 1, and then after this we are going to go into glute bridges. So rolling over onto your back, and here you're going to keep both feet together, trying to keep the knees apart, brace through the core, and you're driving through the hips. So with this, you don't want to feel any arch in your lower back. Control all the way down, soft touch to the floor, and drive back up. So you really want to feel your butt and hamstrings or the back of your thighs working. So we're starting to wake the muscles up, get the right muscles active and working to prepare us for our workout. All right, we're going to jump back into our inchworms to push-ups. So I'm going to go through it a little bit faster and a little bit more rigorously this time. Okay, follow along with me as we go through it. Now that you know the technique and the form. So remember with the push-up, if it's too much from your toes, go from your knees. Good. All right, next one we're going to go into is our shoulder taps. So really minimizing any hip wobble. You don't want to rock from side to side. You just want to keep your body nice and stiff. But opposite hand to the opposite shoulder here. And then after this last one, we're going to flip over and we're going for our glute raises and really activating through our glutes and hamstrings. All right, next one, glute raises. So lying down on your back, feet together, bracing through the core, driving up through your hips, glutes, and hamstrings. You really want to keep your core braced so you're not arching through that lower back. 15 more seconds to go. You should start to feel your body getting warm, start to feel the right muscles activating, switching on. And then we're going to actually get into our workout. 5 more seconds. Good. All righty, nice. Okay, so next one we've got what's called an Amrap. So that stands for as many rounds as possible. So we're going to do this for 12 minutes. The faster you can work through it, the more you'll be able to get done. Of course, the better workout you're going to get. But the trick to this is you want to make sure you have good form. So I'm going to go through one round with you nice and slow, nice and steady. And then we're going to speed the pace up a little bit whilst keeping the form nice and tidy. I'm just going to turn this music down for the first round and get this clock up and running. And then we're going to go straight through for 12 minutes. So pretty short, pretty sharp, but you want to make sure you give it absolutely everything you've got, of course, with good form. Okay, so first one, just like we did before, we're going to start off with push-ups. So if you can, from your toes, for 8, 1. And of course, if you get too fatigued, from your knees is totally fine as well. You want to make sure you're bracing through the core, not arching through the lower back. Whole body moves up and down together. So number 1 is push-ups for 8. Number 2, we've got 8 hip abductions on either side. With this, you really want to drive the squeeze in the back of the hip. So the best way I can explain it, if the dog lifts their leg up to pee, saying as you're lifting one knee away from the midline of your body, really focusing on squeezing that hip. Oh, this song, unintentional, but perfect timing. So we're going to go for 8 on each side. Okay, so keeping the knee away from the midline of the body. Knee away from the midline of the body. And of course, as you can guess by the song, we're actually working your glutes, muscling the butt. So you actually want to feel that squeeze. You want to feel that work. And then same muscle, just like the warm-up before. Feet together, bracing through the core, and really aiming to squeeze your butt. Mind to muscle connection. Think about your butt muscle working for 15. So really squeezing here. If you don't feel your butt working, you can push the knees further apart to get more activation in your glutes. And again, here we're going for 15, keeping brace through the core and driving up nice and high. Good. All right, once you've done 15, hands up. You're going to come up into a crab bridge push-up. So hips up high. So here you're really working through the triceps. So you're aiming to stay braced for the glutes and hamstrings. Elbows bend down as far as you feel comfortable in the stretch and push back up. Elbows bend down as far as you can in the stretch and push back up. You don't want to thrust through the hips. You're trying to keep the hips up high as much as your flexibility allows, but drive through the triceps. Alrighty, so that's one round done. We're going to go straight back into our next round. I'm going to work out alongside you, going to give ourselves a little bit more music and a little bit more juice. And as fast as you can, as many reps as you can with good form. So always making sure that form is nice and clean. Really feel the muscle, whatever muscle you're working, activating. All right, round 2 done. So you should be starting to feel your shoulders work, your arms work, your triceps work, and of course, your glutes and hamstrings. If you're finding it easy, add a little bit of a contraction at the top of each exercise where you squeeze the muscle that you're focusing on working. So if it's the push-ups, even if you're on your knees, come down, squeeze the back of your elbows, squeeze your chest together. Maybe you're trying to like make cleavage. And again, as good form as possible. And same with your abduction. Really focusing on that squeeze. Good. Even if the exercise is easy, you master the form and you master the movement. So you should be able to feel the muscle squeeze and contract on every rep. Alrighty, halfway. Should be getting close to 2 or 3 rounds done by now. If not, you want to pick up that pace just a little bit. Really focusing on feeling the muscle squeeze. Keeping that core always nice and braced. Really isolating through the right muscle. Triceps are burning. Four minutes to go, 2/3 of the way through. Alrighty, should be starting to knock a few rounds out of the park by now. Starting to feel the glutes and hamstrings switch on. A little bit of fatigue in the shoulders. If you're not, you can probably go up to your toes in your push-ups. You really want to try to push your level of strength and fitness here, but with good form, because we're not just working out, we're also practicing that technique. Last 2 minutes, we're almost here. Keep going, you want to keep that pace high, you want to keep going hard, you really still want to focus on feeling those muscles work. Of course, with good form, as muscles start to get fatigued, focus on that form and push through as much as you can. Alrighty, we're getting close to our last minute here. Even if you're getting close to the end of your round, you want to try and squeeze another round in, or at least half a round. 1 more minute to go. Last 20 seconds, keep going, everything you got. And done, very nicely done, very nicely done. All right, catch your breath, a couple of seconds to breathe. And we're just gonna go through 2 last stretches, really nice and easy. So the first one is just a tricep stretch. You can set yourself up however you feel comfortable, as long as you've got a nice straight back and nice good posture. So you can do it kneeling down, sitting down, or kneeling up. And all you're trying to do is reach one hand behind the other hand, interlock, and you're trying to pull the top hand down and point the top elbow to the ceiling. If you find that a little bit difficult to reach, what you can do is grab a jacket, grab a towel, hold on the towel at the top with the top hand, and with the bottom hand, you're going to hold on to the towel or jacket, and you're just going to pull that bottom hand down until you feel a stretch in the back of the upper arm. I'm just going to hold this for a few seconds, and then we're going to repeat on the other side. As you hold this stretch, you want to breathe in nice and deep. Feel a stretch in the tricep. All right, let's do the same on the other side. Pulling down through that other arm, stretching out through the tricep. And again, we'll hold this for a few seconds. Now, today's workout was pretty straightforward, very well done, very basic. It does hit on a couple of principles. So when we go through your call at the end of this program, what we're actually going to do is we're going to have a real look in more detail as to what you can actually do, where your level of fitness is, and also what you want to achieve, what you want to get to in 3 months' time, what actually is your goal. And that's going to allow us to create a far more personalized and effective program for you. So this program is quite generic, but it does cover some really valid basic points. Completing this program over the next week and a bit will allow you to really move on to your own program, which will make you at the end of this program to really get amazing results. So this one, you're going to set yourself up in a tabletop position like you're going to crawl, knees the same distance away from your hands as shoulders are hips. And from here, you're going to reach up with one hand towards the ceiling, eyes follow the hand, and then you're going to look, you're going to tuck that hand underneath your opposite armpit. You're going to lay it down on the floor. You're going to lie the shoulder down on the floor. If you feel comfortable there, then you're going to put the other hand on top and take a few nice deep breaths. If you need this hand support, please keep it there. You can also rest your head on the floor. You're stretching out through the back of the shoulder, and upper back. Taking a nice deep breath. And again, if you feel comfortable, hand on top of the other hand and forcing that twist, but only if you feel comfortable. You're going to do the same on the other side. Hand reaches up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to reach underneath, lie the hand down on the floor, lie the shoulder down on the floor, get comfortable, find your position, and again, one hand on top. If you're not comfortable, keep that other hand posted on the floor for support. Nice deep breaths, and I can keep for a second. Hold this position, and then we'll wrap up to the end of the day. All right, bring it up nice and slow, very nicely done. You can tick that one off in your book as a workout well done. So don't forget, remember this workout covers the hinge movement and the push movement. 2 of these movements, super fundamental. They will really make a big difference. If you get these, the form, the understanding and the technique, if you get this down pat now, you'll be able to put that into your own workouts or will be able to put that into your own workouts later down the track and have no problem executing it, and you get amazing results instead of getting stuck on the technique or getting injured, which we see happen so many times. Nice work, and I will see you guys later. Well done.